Hey everybody, it's Valerie Zammitti of Zammitti Law, where we provide peace of mind to families through estate planning, elder law, and probate matters. In the next few minutes, we'd like to answer the question of when an asset protection trust is appropriate for you. Before we get there, however, if you have any questions about this topic or anything estate planning or probate related, you can reach out to us for a free conversation at yourplanningattorney.com. That's yourplanningattorney.com. This question rounds out our three-part series about the different varying estate plans, including a will, a revocable living trust, and now an asset protection trust. So the question is when an asset protection trust may be appropriate for you. The first time we normally address this in detail with our clients is when you are nearing or already in retirement and that age bracket. And we also consider whether or not there is any long-term care insurance in place. Now, if you have no insurance or perhaps limited long-term care insurance that doesn't quite cover what the expected expenses may be, that's another time in which this type of trust planning is appropriate. Thirdly, if you have real estate and you own real estate that's fully paid off, and or have large liquid holdings that you don't believe you're going to need for your lifetime, we want to consider those as potential assets that you can insulate for your family later. Now, what are the pros to setting up this type of trust? First off, it does start the look-back period for Medicaid purposes. Most folks are aware of what we call a spend-down for Medicaid if you have not insulated yourself fully through insurance or are okay self-funding those types of costs that may come up. The look-back period across the country for the most part for facility care is 5 years. Many states also have a 5-year look-back even if you're getting care in a community setting or a home setting. Some states, however, are a shorter period. New York has historically been one of the lowest in the country for community care, although the law is shifting a little bit at this time. Also, preparing this type of trust does help minimize capital gains tax and that impact that it will have on your family members later, typically children who may inherit property or investments. Utilizing this type of trust helps include what we call a step-up cost basis and reduce that potential tax later, rather than gifting those assets to the children outright now. Also, the benefit of using this type of trust rather than an outright gift to children is these assets of yours, which you may need in the future, not knowing what could come around the corner, they are protected from the creditors of your children. Your children's creditors cannot attach to your assets, which is important in case you actually do need to access them later. Lastly, there are some states that allow for income flow to you as the grantor of this type of trust. I do practice in New York and New Jersey. One state, New York, allows an income flow and New Jersey does not because their Medicaid rules are a little bit different. Now, on the concern side of setting up an asset protection trust, you want to know and understand and be comfortable with the fact that you are releasing some the use of your principal to your assets. That doesn't really relate to a residence and living in your own home. We make sure there's enough flexibility there. But the whole point, of course, is that the intention is you're giving the asset to your children upon your passing. And that's what the contract, the trust itself states. Also, concern is if life shifts a little bit, and it's during that look-back period of 5 years or whatever the period may be, and then we have to dismantle the trust. This is a possibility, not very frequent, but can happen, and you just have to make sure that the counsel you're working with is fully understandable of what the options are to make sure they're maximizing the asset protection for you and your family at each stage based on the variables at that time. Now, as a reminder, if you have any questions about this topic or anything estate planning and probate related, you can feel free to reach out to us for a free conversation at yourplanningattorney.com. That's yourplanningattorney.com. Thank you so much for listening. And if you found this useful or think someone else may, please like, share, or subscribe where appropriate so nobody misses out. Again, Valerie Zammitti from Zammitti Law, where we provide peace of mind to families through estate planning, elder law, and probate matters. Thanks so much. Take care.